Welcome to Quantum Finance. My name is Parker. I'm the head trader here, but I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. So in today's video, we'll take a look at the economic data, we'll look at some news, we'll do a market recap, and then we'll look at the trading opportunities for today. So starting here on the economic data, we did have GDP numbers come out worse than expected here at 2.6% with 2.7 expected. We also had initial jobless claims come in worse than expected as well at 198,000 with 196 forecasted. Now turning to the calendar, tomorrow, Friday, March 31st, we do get core PCE price index. So now we will look at the news. In the news today, we have Saudi Arabia entering a trade alliance with China, Russia, India, Pakistan, and 4 Central Asian nations to step further away from reliance on the US dollar. We also have China and Brazil striking a deal to ditch the US dollar and trade in their own currencies. And this is the Association of Southeast Asian nations that are considering dropping the US dollar for their local currencies. And this is, we have the 25 biggest US banks gained 120 billion in deposits after Silicon Valley collapse, and all the other banks below the top 25 lost 108 billion over the same period. So as you can see, the consolidation and the quote unquote integration of the banking sector here. And this is the total assets held by the top 0.1% of individuals. It does amount to 17.4 trillion at the end of the second quarter of last year after peaking at 18.5 trillion dollars. The top 0.1% gained over 5 trillion in assets since COVID, and this is COVID right here. As you can see, just a parabolic jump in their net worths. And this is the construction backlog of apartments versus houses. As you can see, 1.1 million apartments are currently in construction / permitting. As you can see, the apartments just spiking as the amount of houses are declining. So, that's bad for real estate investors, meaning lower rents are probably going to come from this. And here we have withdrawals of deposits at commercial banks has reached a fastest rate since 1981. As you can see, just massive outflows. And this is the commodity index versus the S&P 500. As you can see, it's starting to curl up here, so that could be super bullish for gold and silver. I mean, gold's already sitting there looking to break a new all-time high. And this is the home price change by city, percent change since last year, and these are the top performing cities with Miami, Tampa, Atlanta, Charlotte, and New York. And the worst cities at San Francisco, Seattle, San Diego, Portland, and Phoenix. And we also have the State Department saying U.S. citizens that are traveling to Russia or in Russia should depart immediately. So now let's look at the charts here. Well, let me pull these over. Alright, so we're going to start here in the debt market looking at the 10-year yield. Sorry, I don't have my charts prepped. We do have a red day here in the 10-year yield after getting rejected at that midline yesterday. Just kind of rolling back down here. Still green on the week, getting a wick off that midline on the weekly as well. Dollar, red day in the dollar here too, pushing lower down to this lower end of this daily range, looking to come down for a retest of last week's lows here. Getting really close to that lower extreme there on the weekly chart. Looking at the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF here, we did have a pretty nice gap up here, but as you can see, red day with a nice wick, kind of a hammer tail candle here. Turning to crypto, we do have XRP not able to close the candle above that 55-cent level we were talking about up here. Not really much of a pullback yet either, just kind of sitting here slightly red on the day, consolidating up here. Still looking for that monthly or that weekly close up here above this 55-cent level. Bitcoin, red day in Bitcoin, it did make a new high, breaking above last week's highs, but still kind of consolidating up here at the upper end of this daily range. As you can see, this upper band here starting to curl down. Did flip back red on the week. Starting in commodities here, we will look at oil. Oil getting a green day here. Nice continuation after bouncing off of that midline there on the daily chart. And that wick really starting to get up there on the monthly chart with only a day and 2 hours left here before the close of this candle. And you know, if this closes up above like this kind of, you know, key level here, you know, that's looking pretty bullish for oil. This could be the low for some time here. Gold, green day in gold, still sitting up here consolidating like we've been talking about it, but it does look like it's forming some type of bull pennant here, waiting on this 20 EMA, that midline, to catch up here. As you can see, the kind of consolidation pattern we are getting here. Silver, really strong day in silver, man. Really getting continuation, breaking out to the upside, getting into this previous structure of resistance here. As you can see on the monthly chart, getting up here to retest these open and closes of the past couple months. So yeah, silver looking extremely strong here. Starting to catch up to gold a little bit. So yeah, now we'll look at the trading opportunities. We'll start with the daily chart, do the volume analysis. Pretty low volume day today. Majority buying, as you can see, getting that nice wick up, but still red on the day. We will look here at the 5-minute. As you can see, we opened up with a nice gap up from yesterday, up through that 50-day moving average. And then we kind of just like got retested the open a couple times before really getting a sell-off, you know, back into yesterday's highs, and then getting a nice, somewhat of a nice bounce here into the close, almost up to that open. Yeah, we can look at the relativity, look at the NASDAQ as well. As you can see here, the NASDAQ was a lot stronger as it was like try to hold the open here. But if you look, we did get doubles squeezes with downward momentum here, which did take us down to the lows. But yeah, so there was this squeeze here with downward momentum. You know, if you understand the squeeze, you know, that's your statistically your highest probability chance of getting in a trade before a larger volatility event happens. So yeah, you know, you could have bought puts here. I mean, obviously it would have worked out nice for you, either on the SPY or the Qs. But there was a couple reasons why I didn't like this for a short, like this squeeze. And let me show you why. So we'll start here on the 15-minute. So that squeeze to the downside was happening like right here. And we had this we had the trade line coming up as support. And we also had this 30-minute coming up. We had bullish postured EMAs across the board. But what I want to show you as well is the NASDAQ, because the Qs and technology was extremely strong. So we're going to switch to the... See, this squeeze to the downside was happening right here. And you see, we're having to almost get a trade line view up cross here on the NASDAQ. So I was watching this as well, in case this wanted to hold. And this open right here, this level, look, this was the this previous high right here as well. So I'm going to draw a line here from last Thursday's highs, and as you can see, it lined up exactly with that open. So this did look pretty bullish here. This did look like a lot of support, but we were, you know, pretty high up here, and we did have these upper extremes here. So I personally didn't like it for a short. Obviously, it would have worked out nice if you bought these put options here into the squeeze to the downside. Either on the Qs, you know, I probably wouldn't have done the Qs. I probably would have done the SPY, because the Qs did look a lot stronger. You know, you were below VWAP, you were below the open, so, you know, it would have been a nice trade for you. But that's not really the, you know, the trade I really liked the most. The trade I really did that I thought was the, you know, the better kind of setup here was this just trend reversal here on the break with upward momentum and a squeeze to the upside for a play towards VWAP. So yeah, this was the trade I liked the most, which I thought had the was the most ideal, because we did have bullish posture. I was bullish on the day. We did get that nice gap up. The NASDAQ was at a nice area of support. So yeah, this was the trade I liked. And I do have these contracts pulled up here, these call options for a reversal up here towards VWAP. And if you're getting up here in this squeeze, somewhere around this level, call it 36 cents, on that squeeze up to VWAP, you are looking at about a 100% gain. And that is a pretty big move, because these were today's expiration date. But, you know, and I know this was towards the close. So, I mean, you could have gone out another day for less risk. But, you know, this was a really nice trade. It was coming down here into yesterday's lows on these contracts as well. So yeah, really nice trade for call options on this downtrend reversal here with that squeeze. We can look at the zoom out here, and as you can see, that kind of level that we broke out of, that trend line right here, is this high I've drawn right here from last Wednesday. So you can see here, this is that line. It got the breakout right there above that key support level. So yeah, that was another reason I liked it. And we can look at the relativity. The NASDAQ as well did have the reversal. As you can see here, but the SPY did have the squeeze, so I did like the SPY call options better than the NASDAQ. But we can go back to the zoom out some more. So as you can see here on the 2 hour, we did close and open above that level, so that's why I like this for call options as well. And we had that 1 hour trade line come in to catch the bid for a nice reversal here. And that 30 minute wasn't as clean as, you know, the 1 hour and those 2 hour closes, and we were getting back above that 15-minute trade line. So yeah, I did like this trade the best for call options on the day. But when it comes to any other trades, you know, honestly, there really wasn't any. I mean, like, I was kind of scanning all day, and like all the charts were just completely busted. I mean, it was kind of a grind because this reversal, I mean, this was just a slow decline. I mean, and there was no other chart setups, and this squeeze didn't happen until like 2 o'clock. Same as yesterday, that trade not really happening till 2 o'clock here. As you can see, this squeeze to the upside, or it was on the Qs, but the squeeze to the upside here didn't happen until about 2:15 yesterday. And as you can see, this nice reversal here with the squeeze to the upside didn't happen until like 2:10 today. So really, you know, having to be patient here in the market after this volume has kind of died off. Because if you remember the last, you know, couple weeks that we've had with this just insane volume, I mean, the trades were going crazy constantly, you know, happening like earlier in the day, like 11:30, there was multiple trades going on. But, you know, with this lower volume down here, you definitely had to be more patient and wait for like the patterns to develop and the squeezes to, you know, really come to you. And, you know, there really hasn't been that many trades. I mean, there was good trades yesterday, because we did get a nice bullish day here up through that 50-day. But today, you know, pretty low volume, but, you know, this was a nice opportunity. I mean, that's 100% gain on these call options. No one's complaining about 100% gain, but, you know, that was really the only trade I liked, was this downtrend reversal here with the squeeze to the upside with momentum bouncing off that 1 hour trade line right there. And also lining up with those highs from last Wednesday. So, yeah. I think that'll do it for the trades and the video. So I appreciate y'all watching, and I will talk to y'all later.